So Propel Ventures started about 5 years ago, and we started very small for the first couple of years. We were a team of 5 or 6. Over the past 5 years, we've grown up to a team of about 100. We're both in Australia and Vietnam. We have 2 main service lines of business. One is in pure consulting strategy, and the other is in actual software development.
Propel Ventures is an amazing example of how Partners Lending and Partners Wealth Group have been able to support a smaller SME blossom into a larger organisation. Creating that support network around the organisation is imperative to the success.
Propel is always an exciting business to me because as soon as I think Paul and Ben are going to sit still for a while and just sort of let things rest, I can guarantee within a month I'll get a phone call about the next initiative, the next property they're looking to do, the next growth phase. And I think we are really, as a business now at that 5-year mark, the maturity around what they do and how they do it, the client base they've worked with, the runs on the board that they have, it's only going to really allow them to propel themselves forward.
So my relationship with Proctor Major started when I was an employee of the company MYOB, and I was a salaried employee, and I looked to Proctor Major to do my end of financial year tax submissions. And that was very straightforward back in the day. And then when I went out to start my own business, I got advice about how to set that up. And in the early days of the business, we created a pretty complex structure by which we would create certain software and then sell it to our clients. As a small business owner, it's important to get the right team around you, both accounting, lending, and wealth management. And those partners need to understand your business very well and need to be able to advocate and describe that business clearly to other banks and lenders. And that's where I've found Partners Wealth Group and Proctor Major to be particularly valuable.
At Partners Lending, we understand the importance of creating the relationship between not only the client, the accountant, and the lender.
The difference in working with Partners Lending was the fact that they wanted to take the time to understand the business. Sat with Ben and I, understood their contracts, helped facilitate meetings and discussions with the banks. In my time of being an accountant, I've only probably spoken to banks twice. And those were 2 occasions around this deal. It was really complex, providing unique forms of cash flow. So a whole lot of facilitation happened by Julie to help overcome the hurdles that I don't think we would have got around otherwise. Having been in the accounting game for 30 years, you learn that your role is the hub of what the client needs. So it's trying to make sure that you preempt where they're going to go in their journeys in life, you preempt what they're going to need to sort out. The benefit of the relationship with Partners Wealth Group and their individual teams, whether it be wealth, lending, legal, estate planning, is that it allows us as a hub to have a one-stop shop to deal with many of the client's needs rather than having to go to individual parts every time. The benefit for the client is they build a relationship with one organisation. Information's easily and seamlessly passed across those groups, so it's minimising how much the client has to get involved.
I've had a great experience with Proctor Major and Partners Wealth Group. I've been able to achieve things that I would have otherwise thought were outside of my bounds. It was something that I really valued and aligned with the way that I worked. So I highly recommend Partners Wealth and Proctor Major, and they're a great team. They've been fabulous for me.